The moment the judge ordered my husband to repay every stolen dollar in front of his mistress, his mother, and our entire church community. He finally realized I had never been the weak one. I had been building his downfall in silence. My name is Melinda Carter. I'm 36 years old, and until 2 years ago, I believed I had the perfect life in Dallas, Texas. We lived in a quiet suburban neighborhood. A 4-bedroom house with white shutters. A backyard swing. Sunday barbecues. Church every week. My husband, Mark, worked in commercial real estate. I handled the finances at home and worked remotely as an accountant. Everyone said we were goals. But what people didn't see was how small I had become. Mark liked control. Control over money. Control over decisions. Control over me. He would joke in front of friends. Without me, she wouldn't know what to do. People laughed. I smiled. But every joke chipped away at me. Still, I trusted him. Until the day I accidentally opened the wrong bank statement. It started with a $12,000 transfer. At first, I thought it was a business expense. Then I saw the pattern. $8,000. $15,000. $9,500. All going into an account I didn't recognize. My heart started racing. I confronted him gently that night. He didn't even blink. It's an investment. You wouldn't understand. I did understand. I understood that our joint savings, the money I had carefully budgeted for 12 years, was disappearing. I kept digging. The account belonged to a woman named Rachel. And Rachel wasn't a business partner. She was his assistant. 28 years old. Single. And judging by her Instagram, very close to my husband. I felt my chest tighten. But the humiliation didn't stop there. 2 weeks later, at a company dinner in downtown Dallas, I saw it with my own eyes. Mark resting his hand on her lower back. Rachel laughing. Whispers. Inside jokes. And when I approached them, he introduced me as, "This is Elena. She handles my personal stuff." Personal stuff. Not wife. Not partner. Personal stuff. I smiled through tears I refused to let fall. But that night, alone in my bathroom, I broke. I slid down the wall and cried until sunrise. I almost gave up. Almost told myself it wasn't worth fighting. But then I opened the property file folder. And that's when I discovered the real betrayal. He had taken out a loan against our house. Without telling me. Mark thought I was naive. What he forgot was that I'm an accountant. And accountants see everything. I quietly hired a forensic financial investigator. I didn't confront him again. I cooked dinner. Smiled at church. Sat next to him at gatherings. And built my case. The loan documents had forged digital consent. My signature. But not my authorization. I collected emails. Screenshots. Bank records. Transfer logs. Rachel wasn't just receiving money. She was living in a luxury apartment in uptown Dallas. Paid for with our home equity. The moment I knew he underestimated me, he told Rachel at a dinner party. She won't leave. She depends on me. I was standing 10 feet away. I sipped my wine. And texted my attorney. Within 3 weeks, I filed for divorce. Not just divorce. Fraud. Financial misconduct. And petitioned to freeze all shared assets. He didn't see it coming. The court hearing was packed. His parents. Our church friends. Rachel. All seated behind him. Mark walked in confident. Smirking. Like he always did. Then my attorney stood up. Projected bank transfers onto the courtroom screen. Highlighted the forged consent. Displayed apartment lease documents. And then came the moment. The thumbnail moment. Rachel's luxury apartment lease appeared on the screen. Signed. Paid for. Using funds extracted from our marital home. Gasps filled the room. Rachel's face drained of color. Mark's smile vanished. The judge looked directly at him. "Mr. Carter, you knowingly misrepresented marital assets and forged consent." Silence. And then, court orders full restitution, penalties, and sole ownership of the marital property to Mrs. Carter. In that moment, Mark didn't look powerful. He looked small. His mother started crying. Rachel walked out before the hearing ended. And I didn't say a word. I didn't need to. Mark lost his real estate license. The investigation triggered a professional review. Rachel disappeared from social media. The uptown apartment? Evicted. As for me? I kept the house. Refinanced it properly. Paid off the fraudulent loan with the restitution money. And for the first time in 12 years, I slept peacefully. One morning, standing by my kitchen window as sunlight poured in, I realized something powerful. He didn't lose because I destroyed him. He lost because he underestimated me. I wasn't loud. I wasn't dramatic. I was patient. Revenge doesn't always look like shouting. But the real aftermath didn't happen in the courtroom. It happened in the quiet moments. The first night after the ruling, the house felt different. It wasn't tense anymore. It wasn't heavy. It wasn't waiting for permission to breathe. I walked into the living room and sat on the floor. The same place I had cried months earlier when I discovered the bank transfers. Only this time, I wasn't crying from betrayal. I was crying from relief. There's something nobody tells you about betrayal. It doesn't just break your heart. It makes you question your intelligence, your instincts, your worth. For months, I kept replaying every moment in my head. How did I miss the signs? Was I too trusting? Too patient? Too loyal? But the truth is this: loving someone fully is not weakness. Ignoring red flags is. And once I stopped ignoring them, everything changed. A week later, I received a letter from Mark. No apology. No accountability. Just anger. He blamed me for ruining his career. That was the final confirmation I needed. I hadn't ruined his life. His choices had. And that realization healed something inside me. The following Sunday, I went to church alone. People stared. Whispers followed me down the aisle. But this time, I didn't shrink. I walked with my head high. Because when you survive betrayal and come out stronger, you don't need validation. You carry your own. And as I sat there in that wooden pew, sunlight pouring through stained glass, I realized something powerful. I didn't just win a case. I reclaimed myself. Sometimes it looks like paperwork. Sometimes it looks like silence. Sometimes it looks like a woman who finally stops shrinking. And that was the day I stopped being personal stuff. I became untouchable.
Before you go, I just want to say thank you for spending your time with this story and being part of this journey. If this video moved you, taught you something, or made you feel less alone, please like the video and share it with someone who might need to hear it today. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Revenge Uncut. We're working hard to reach our first 1,000 subscribers, and your support truly means everything to us. Every single subscription helps this channel grow and allows us to keep bringing you real, emotional, and powerful stories like this one. Most importantly, leave a comment below. Tell us what you felt, what stood out to you, or what this story meant to you. We genuinely read every single comment, and your words inspire us more than you know. Thank you for being here, thank you for your support, and thank you for being part of the Revenge Uncut family.